Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on what time you're listening to the podcast. Welcome to Truckers USA American. My name is Miguel Reynoso. Folks, a petition to increase the weight on the trucks is getting attention on the in some local governments, and some local governments are opposed to bigger and heavier trucks. The coalition against bigger trucks has 1,500 members of the local government across the country, and they added the name in this letter that was basically sent to the lawmakers, opposing any increase in size and weight on the semi trucks, because there is a petition that they want to increase the weight from basically 80,000 pounds to 91,000 pounds, and they want to increase basically 1,100 pounds more, which is actually 11,000 pounds more. It will be from 80,000 pounds to 91,000 pounds, and this is getting attention from the local governments. And early this week, representative from South Dakota, Dustin Johnson, introduced a bill that would basically establish a 5-year basically period or a program to allow trucks basically to hold 91,000 pounds across United States. The problem with this is some of the local governments are saying that this is crazy, because right now the weight, the maximum weight is 80,000 pounds, and some of these trucks are basically damaging the road and basically basically damaging the infrastructure of the cities and highways and bridges, and to increase the limit to 91,000 pounds. It is crazy. Now, there was another representative from Texas, Lance Gooden, that basically says that to allow basically a 10% on weight, increasing the limit to 88,000 pounds for out of the transport or hauling electronic vehicles and stuff like that, or vehicles that basically gonna be operating on electricity or batteries, I guess. The problem with this is this is a lot of there's a lot of local government that basically opposed to this, because they say the big trucks, they don't deliver it on the interstate. They had to go through the local roads and deliver stuff into the cities, because most of the warehouse are inside some of the city limits or outside the city limits, and that would create a problem, and also is going to damage the road more. The problem also is that they want to increase the length from the trailer from 53 to 57. And to be honest with you, I'm a truck driver. We basically struggling out here with a 53 footer. There's a lot of places that we can go that we basically cannot we cannot go through, because it's basically too tight. Some places you cannot even make it, because this is it's a small place. Just imagine if they increase the weight and the size of the vehicle, because if you're gonna be holding a 57 footer, and you're gonna have a sleeper, you're gonna be driving a sleeper truck, you're gonna have over 75 feet, and in some highways and some local roads, you're not gonna be able to turn. You're gonna get stuck over there. So this proposal is crazy, because this is gonna create a lot of problems. But the way some of these politicians look at this is oh no, because little by little we're basically gonna increase the limit on the way, increase the length of the vehicle, and that's gonna create a lot of problems, people. It's gonna create a lot of problems. That is a crazy proposal, and I hope it doesn't pass, because 91,000 pounds or 88,000 pounds, even 80,000 pounds is too much. I don't know why these people think that it will be easy to hold 91,000 pounds, because just imagine, it's not just they're gonna build a bigger trucks. Now whoever made those tires, they're gonna have to basically build better tires, or you're gonna have to basically put an extra axle on your equipment, because that's gonna be the only way you're gonna be able to hold that kind of pound. Because that is insane, to be honest with you. I hope this don't pass, because that is just basically nonsense, to be honest with you. Because just imagine some guys, even guys that have been driving out here for many years, sometimes we struggle to go through some places and make some turns in some places, because remember that when they build these places, sometimes they don't build these places for a semi truck. They build this stuff for for cars. And I don't know, there's a lot of craziness happening in this industry. It's like right now there is another petition in the House of Representatives that basically they want the robo-pilot trucks, basically. And there is a debate going, because there's a representative from Illinois, Mike Boos, that says that, and he's, this guy, his family owns a trucking company. And basically he opposed to that. He says that that's going to create a lot of problems on the highway, and there's going to be a lot of safety issues with basically a autonomous trucks running on the highway. But some of these people that building this thing, they claiming that right now they have some of these robo-pilots, operating over in some cities on the state, and they basically did not create any accident. And some people will say, like, however, whatever these people are claiming that they, autonomous trucks are going to be best for the future and stuff like that, there's also concern that these robo pilots are going to take jobs from a lot of truck drivers, and that's going to basically kill the industry. And this person, that basically what's his name, Chris Olson, or I forgot that guy. Jeff Rapp is basically the executive director of the Autonomous Vehicle Industry Association, that says that, on the contrary, this is going to create more jobs for truck drivers. I don't know how this is going to create more jobs for for truck drivers, because if they're making basically a robo pilot to operate a semi truck, that means they're not going to need us. So, and that's the goal. That's the idea. Basically, get rid of the truck drivers, because, like always, big companies always complaining that they don't have enough drivers or whatever. And this is also like some of the representatives says that the way they see this is like the only persons they're going to be able to afford this kind of equipment is the wealthy people that already have big trucking companies, and they can afford the money. They have the money to spend, because it's not a secret that a small trucking company is not going to be able to buy this equipment, because I guess in some of these trucks are going to be really expensive, because, and plus I guess they're going to have to pay the operating or whatever system that they have. Basically they're going to have to pay somebody to operate the truck. It's basically I guess it's going to be the same like having a driver. But this guy Farrar says that self-operating trucks is going to be more safe, and it's going to be more productive, and you know, it's going to be better for the industry. Of course, it's going to be better for the industry, for the big trucking companies and the rich people that have the money to spend to buy, you know, this equipment. But people like us that doesn't have the money to basically buy that equipment, basically we screwed. Because, you know, a lot of drivers up here, when they get a truck, it's basically they get a second-hand truck from one of the big trucking companies that basically are, you know, getting rid of all these old trucks, and that's where we come in. So, but I don't know, this industry is, I don't know how we're gonna keep working on this industry, because right now I think they have, you know, they're looking for, I don't know, maybe 1,000 ways to get rid of, I would say 1,000,000 ways to get rid of the truck drivers. They're trying to get rid of us because I guess we give them too much complaining, I guess, and we want to get, you know, better pay. And I'm guessing these, you know, robo pilots or autonomous trucks are not gonna get paid. But that's the situation right now. I mean, in one hand, you got some people, you know, trying to see if they can increase. Just imagine if they increase their weight to 91,000 pounds and hauling a 57-foot trailer on a robo pilot. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a computer technician. I don't know anything about technology, but the way I see this is this, like, these people are looking for, you know, the way to basically get rid of us. Basically, it's just like we become a problem for them, and they're trying to look for a solution. And the problem is the solution they're trying to get is too soon, because that technology is too new, and it's gonna create a lot of accidents. And they also says that 5,800 Americans die every year in crashes that involve basically a semi truck, and that semi truck is operating, you know, by a human, and most of these accidents are, you know, occurred because of human error. And they say that the autonomous trucks, they're gonna, you know, it's gonna be operating by a robot, and the robot doesn't make the mistake that basically a human gonna make. So, and yeah, the robot's not gonna make that mistake. The only thing is, like, if that robot malfunction, one of those, I don't know, I would say sensors or computers or whatever, you know, malfunction and fail, and nobody can stop a semi truck loaded with 91,000 pounds running at 55 miles an hour in the highway, and nobody to stop it. Just think about that. I mean, a human basically could think about, I mean, the only thing I can do is just get off the highway. I mean, there's a lot of ways that, you know, that we can prevent some stuff. But the computer, if one of the sensors malfunction, the computer is going to keep following whatever sensor they're supposed to be following, because it's a computer. It's not a human being. But they keep saying that, you know, it's going to be more safe than a driver, than a human being. I don't know. I mean, that technology to me, it scared me, because when they're trying to do something, it's like when you're trying to build a house in 3 days, you know that house is not gonna last, it's not gonna hold, because you basically building something too fast, and whatever measure you need to take to build that strong house, you're not taking it. You're just building the house just to building it. And to me, it's basically going to be the same thing with these new autonomous trucks. So, my personal opinion, and I know that in the future, some of these robots are going to be operating with no problem. But my problem and my concern with this is like they want to push this too fast. They want this to be done in a couple of years. And they need to understand that it's not going to be easy for them to basically replace all the millions of drivers up here with autonomous trucks. Because number one, they don't have that technology. I mean, they have that technology, but that technology is not 100%, safe. Some of these people claiming that, the technology is safe, but come on. You can fool somebody else, but I mean, the technology is there, but it's not 100% sure. I mean, it's not 100% safe, and probably it's going to create some really bad accident. And I don't want to even say that, it's going to cause fatality and all that stuff, because, I mean, I don't want people to die or anything like that, but they want to push this too hard and too fast. But that's what's going on in this industry. So it's like every day right now in this industry now, it's like some brokers, they want you to send in your driver's license, and they want you to send in a picture of your truck with you basically the company name on the side of the truck number, all that, the truck plates and all that, because of what's going on with the double brokering. A lot of brokers are getting in a lot of trouble because they've been using these guys' names. So, and this industry is getting crazy. I don't know what's going on with this industry anymore, but there's a lot of things going on in this industry right now, and I really don't know how far this is gonna go. The only thing I can tell you is that we're getting hit hard, and we're not seeing the money, because right now the fuel price went up, and the low prices are the same, and now we're spending more money on fuel. And I mean, this is getting crazy. It's getting out of hand. I really don't know how we're gonna survive this, but because I don't see any. I mean, I don't see any changes any soon, because I mean there is nothing going on. I mean, you can see that it is free to move, but it doesn't pay. And I don't know how you're gonna move a load that pays you $500 and you're gonna have to run 600 miles. So I don't know how you're making money like that. And some people will be like, nah man, you stop making that up. Just go check the load board and you see. There's a lot of loads that pays basically 83 cents a mile, 93 cents a mile. And the fuel gallon is like what? $4. So how you gonna make money? And some places are like $5.60, $5.95 in California, Oregon, Washington State. If you pick up a load that pays 80, or let's say 93, let's say $1, how you gonna make money? You're getting $1 per mile, and you're paying $4.60 for a gallon of fuel. Just think about it. How you making money? But some people are moving those loads. I'm not moving it, to be honest with you. I'd rather sit there for a month if you have to. But I'm not going to move any cheap load. And I know some of you are like, well, you're stupid, because, I mean, if you keep moving and, keep moving and make some money, I'm winning. Well, that's your opinion. That's the way you run your business. But I'm not going to move any cheap load, because I'm not going to give the satisfaction to these brokers. Because right now, they winning. They can do whatever the hell they want. They can pay us whatever the hell they want, and there's nothing we can do. Because as long as there's people outside and up there willing to move the loads for whatever price they want to pay, they're going to keep on doing it. Nothing's going to stop them. But this situation is, I don't know, to be honest with you. it's like Yellow Freight. Now Yellow Freight, somebody's trying to basically sue Yellow Freight because they said, well, the problem with Yellow Freight is they lay off a lot of people without any warning, and a lot of people basically got laid off and no explanation, no reason, nothing. Just basically, I don't know exactly what's going on with the situation, but right now, whatever is left of, Yellow Freight is basically is facing some lawsuits, and now that some people, they're gonna take whatever is left of Yellow Freight to court. But I don't understand why they're gonna do that, because this company already declared bankruptcy. So I don't know. I don't know anything about law, but I mean, if the company declares bankruptcy Chapter 11, that means these people cannot pay anybody. So I don't know what's the point of going and do this, because you're not gonna get any money out of it. I hope they do. I hope they do, because I don't know if it's true, but they were saying that before the company went bankruptcy, the big executive were basically giving themselves, big big check bonus and all that stuff. But this is crazy, and these big companies, like always. I also don't understand how these companies always claiming that they don't have enough drivers. But then I was talking to a couple of drivers that I know, and I remember these people used to work for some of these big companies, right? And they do basically local work. And I remember this guy, he went out, and I was talking to him. He told me he got, I think it was 28 stop, and he had 1,800 boxes to deliver that night, to basically store, and stuff like that. And there's always a problem. They always if he show up early to the delivery, there was a problem. There was a lot of crazy stuff. And the guy got tired and he quit. And this is the way I think. It's like, you think if you have a small delivery company that delivers package across the city, and I have a driver that is willing to do 28 stop that night with 1,700 boxes, and he's doing it with no problem, you think I'm gonna let that guy go? No. It is hard to find people like that work like that. But like I say, big companies don't care about you. All they care is that you basically move their freight so they can collect the money and pay you nothing. Basically pay you, a miserable salary. So, and I don't know. But like I said, the autonomous trucks are gonna replace us, because that's what they want. And soon you're gonna see a truck passing by, basically with nobody on it, because the truck is gonna be operated by himself, and they're not gonna need no driver. So yeah. Good luck with that to whatever's gonna buy those trucks. And I hope when those trucks are fully operating on the highway, I'm not gonna be in the road, because I'm getting old, so probably gonna be retired, I hope. But this is crazy, because it's like, I know the guy that he was telling me that he was working for this company, and he basically go out that night. And before, when he started working for that company, they used to send him out with a couple of guys. They used to unload the trailer, and they used to do multiple stops all over the city. And I don't know, somehow they said they're gonna basically cut off the personnel. They're gonna lay off a lot of people and whatever. But then they told this guy that he gonna have to unload all the stuff, and he was like, well, I don't get paid to unload, I get paid to drive. And they say, well, guess what? This is going to change. Now you're going to have to unload all this stuff. And I'm guessing that guy needed that job because he ended up doing it. The problem is like, and instead of that he get paid more, he get his salary increase, his salary was going down. And he's like, what do you expect me to do this? And then he got more work. They were adding more trucks, more stuff. They were adding more stuff. And the guy is getting less. He was doing more work and getting paid less than when he was doing less stuff. So that doesn't make any sense. I mean, why would I keep working with you if, when I was working less, I was making more money. Now I'm working double and making less money. It doesn't make any sense. How you expect the driver to stay with you? But this is the problem with this industry, because you work for a trucking company and you're trying to do the best you can, trying to do the best job you can. They don't care. As long as you keep moving whatever freight they have and they can collect the money or whatever, that's all they care. The moment you can't do that for them, you're gone. You're not needed anymore. So you become basically an obstacle over there. So, and you start complaining, you don't want to do all those stuff. The first thing they're gonna do, they're gonna try to see how they're gonna get rid of you, and then you're gonna get fired. Period. Because the way they see it is like, the more they can get out of you, the better. But not even for a chance they think like, well, this guy's doing a good job. I mean, we're working this guy's hard. He's basically working his ass off. Making good money and doing all the delivery for this company. Let's pay him a little bit more. No, they're not gonna think that way. They see you work hard. The first thing they're gonna say, this guy is a sucker. And I'm not telling anybody up there like, don't do your job. I mean, get lazy and all that stuff. That's not what I'm saying, because a lot of people always take, the stuff the wrong way. But I mean, what's the point of like, if you're working for this trucking company, I'm trying to do the best to see if I can get, more money so they can increase my pay. And then when I'm killing my ass off to do a good job, then you come out around, it's like, well, guess what? I'm going to increase your work, but then I'm going to lower your pay. It doesn't work that way. To my point of view, the way I see it, doesn't work that way. If you want me to work more, you got to pay me more. And that's why a lot of drivers quitting this company, because when they get a good driver doing the job, they don't care. I mean, they're gonna try and take this guy as a full, the most they can. That's it. And I know some of you guys will be like, come on, man. Some companies, they care about their drivers. Just tell me one company that care about their drivers. Maybe they're small trucking companies, and the small trucking companies are disappearing because the big trucking companies are buy them out because they're about to go bankruptcy. Small trucking companies, they're not gonna last in this situation. And this is why these big trucking companies are gonna can afford to buy these small trucking companies because they don't have any auctions. So, well, I don't know. Well, folks, that's all I got for tonight, and I see, I hope this thing, change a little bit, and we get some good news. But this is getting bad, really, really bad, and I know a lot of you guys struggling. And I know some guys I know a couple of guys that basically shut down the operation. They just said, this is not worth it anymore. I'm gonna go work for a company and do something else because I'm not making the money. And right now, if you go by the parking lot where they park, probably the truck has a sign that says for sale. And the thing is, nobody's buying anything. So, well, folks, talk to you guys in the next podcast. Be safe out there. Don't work too hard if you're not getting paid. God bless you. Bye.